A Journey from Zoo Elementary to Zoo Middle. Written by Heather Casey, May Hu, Sokani Neg, Jessica Peters, and Nicole Tritton. When you hear this sound, it is time to turn the page. Spider wakes up this rainy June morning and is dreading going to school. This has been a horrible year for him at Zoo Elementary. Thank goodness it is the last month of school. Spider arrives at school and finds himself staring straight at the enemy, the main doors. Spider thinks to himself, "It's been 160 days of not being able to enter the school through the same doors as all my friends. I cannot wait until summer vacation." All the other animals exit the bus and scurry into the main doors to catch the bell before it rings. Spider is getting ready to take part in his usual routine of walking around the whole school to enter through the gym doors. All of a sudden, Bat flies as fast as she can toward the school, smashing directly into Spider. Crash! "I'm so sorry, Spider. I didn't see you there," Bat says. "It's fine, Bat. I'm just happy you are okay," Spider replies. "The bell is going to ring any minute, and we have a long way to go," Spider says worriedly. "Let's be on our way then," Bat says. Spider and Bat finally enter the school through the gym doors. "Are you ready for another long day, Bat?" Spider asks. "I guess so," Bat sighs. "Here goes nothing." Bring! The bell rings loudly as Spider and Bat quickly maneuver around the corner on their way to room 51. Lizard, slithering in the opposite direction, runs right into Bat. "Did you not hear the bell ring again?" Spider shouts to Lizard. "I wish there was a way I could hear that darn bell," Lizard mumbles embarrassed. "Let's just get to class," Spider says. It's the very last month of school, and you all have still not gotten into the habit of getting to class on time, Mrs. Owl shouts at Spider, Bat, and Lizard. Mrs. Owl resumes teaching as Parrot springs out of her seat to happily greet her friends, who quickly try to find their seats. "Get back to your seat right now, Parrot. We have a lot to get done today," Mrs. Owl exclaims. "I want you all to turn and talk to someone next to you about what we did on Friday during math," Mrs. Owl demands. Parrot stands up, moves away from her seat, looks at Fish, and begins rambling on about addition and subtraction. Fish begins swimming in circles and blowing bubbles anxiously, while thinking to herself, "If only I could tell Parrot that last week we were actually learning about multiplication and division." An hour goes by, and the bell finally rings. The students from room 51 hear the other fifth graders from across the hall shuffle out of their classroom. Spider taps Lizard to indicate that the bell has rung and it's time to go to art. Spider, Bat, Lizard, Parrot, and Fish head into the hallway and stop suddenly at the sight of a wall filled with graduation flyers. "Graduation is going to be held at Zoo Middle School this year," Spider gasped. All of a sudden, a ton of problems pop into their heads. How will I get through the doors? How will I be able to see to fly down the aisle? How will I be able to hear them call my name? How long will the ceremony be? Do I have to sit in a chair the entire time? How will I give my valedictorian speech? Spider, Bat, Lizard, Parrot, and Fish feel hopeless. How will they be able to graduate with the fifth graders from across the hall now? Later after school, Spider, Bat, Lizard, Parrot, and Fish meet at their neighborhood park to brainstorm ideas so that they can attend graduation with the other fifth graders across the hall. Bat says to Spider, "You're going to need bigger doors to get into the building." Spider replies to Bat, "You're going to need glasses to see down the aisle." Lizard says, "I'm going to need to sit real close to the stage so that I can hear them call my name." Parrot jumps up and shouts, "Fish, you're going to need some sort of device to give your speech. Maybe they will let you pass out the diplomas to all the fifth graders so that you don't have to sit in the chair so long," Lizard suggests to Parrot. The next day at school, Spider, Bat, Lizard, Parrot, and Fish were so excited to give the list they made at the park to Mrs. Owl, in hopes that it would make its way to the middle school. It was finally the day of graduation. The group heads into the middle school. Spider walks through the door with his friends to follow. "Spider, you just made it through the main door," Parrot exclaims. The group smiles from ear to ear, as they become increasingly eager to enter the auditorium. As the students approach their seats, they each notice something spectacular. On Bat's chair, there lies a pair of sparkly, pink glasses, especially made for her. "Look!" Bat cries while putting them on. "I can see the aisle." Lizard slithers around to search for the seat with his name on it. He quickly finds that his seat is directly next to the speakers in front of the stage. "Hey everyone," Lizard shouts. "I will be able to hear them call my name." Fish gently approaches her seat, only to find a brand new bowl equipped with a neat talking device at the top. She soars into her new bowl and uses her talking device to tell her friends, "I am so happy, everyone. Now I will have no problem giving my speech." As Parrot flocks around the rows of seats visiting all her friends, she becomes disappointed. Mrs. Owl approaches Parrot and asks, "What's wrong, Parrot?" "Everyone seems to have a chair except me," she mumbles, looking down at the floor. Mrs. Owl then reaches into her bag and pulls out a stack of diplomas. "Aren't you going to help me hand these out?" Mrs. Owl asks with a smile. Parrot's face immediately lights up with excitement, and she heads to the stage. All of a sudden, the other fifth graders from across the hall scamper into the auditorium and fill the rows sitting beside Spider, Bat, Lizard, and Fish. Parrot is up on stage ready and excited to hand out diplomas to all the graduating fifth graders when she sees something that catches her eye. She looks down from the stage and notices that all the fifth graders from across the hall and all her fifth grade friends from room 51 are sitting together happily waiting to graduate as one big group. Parrot sheds a tear of joy. The graduation was a huge success. Spider, Bat, Lizard, Parrot, and Fish made some new friends who they would soon spend their whole summer with, playing at the park. Spider wakes up this sunny September morning and is very excited to go to school after having an amazing summer with all his friends. It's the first day of middle school, and he cannot wait to start this new adventure with his new friends. When he arrives at Zoo Middle School, Spider looks down at the paper to see what classroom he is supposed to go to. Spider hears his friend Parrot from the hallway and follows her voice to the classroom. "Look, Spider," Parrot shouts. "Our new teacher, Mrs. Monkey, is letting me take attendance. Isn't that neat?" Parrot asks. Parrot begins reciting names from Mrs. Monkey's class list to take attendance. Bat, cat, fish, kangaroo, lizard, lion, parrot, rabbit, spider. Everyone is here today. Fish is using her new and improved bowl, equipped with a device for her to talk to her friends. Lizard is sitting right next to Mrs. Monkey's desk so he can hear her. Bat is wearing her sparkly pink glasses so that she can see the board. All the doors in the middle school are the perfect size for Spider to fit through. Everyone has exactly what they need to learn. Mrs. Monkey's 6th grade class is a happy class. Bat, cat, fish, kangaroo, lizard, lion, parrot, rabbit, and spider are excited to start their journey at Zoo Middle School together. Hip hip hooray! The end.